Well, it's a bank holiday weekend here in the UK. It's Numismatics here with you. Think of this video as a kind of one-day cricket compared to a test match. So what you've got is a few boxes that have been picked up from NGC in the UK. So I'm now submitting to either the USA or the UK, and there are some reasons why I would choose one or the other, but these particular coins have come back from NGC in the UK. Everything gets actually graded over in Sarasota in Florida, but they can go in different directions. So let's start first with these coins. So these coins started off life as PCGS coins, and there was an instruction from this customer to cross-grade them at any grade, providing they get the same as their existing grade at PCGS. So you can see here the PCGS labels for the cross grade, and one of them, the Sovereign, was an AU53, and this Gothic crown was PR45, and you can see that on this PCGS label. So the person who put these in for grading was a little bit disappointed with these results because they did cross, and obviously that's a good thing. But when you give a cross grading instruction to NGC, you can say, I want to cross at least the same grade. I want to cross at any grade. And of course, you run the risk of converting it to NGC and not increasing the grade, and sometimes coins can even be a little bit more valuable in a PCGS holder. Sometimes coins can be more valuable in an NGC holder, and this was one of those occasions where it might have been better to have the coins left in a PCGS holder. What you can't do is you can't give an instruction to say only cross if the grade is going to go up. So moving on to some of the other results, lovely luscious Libertads, and Libertads are one of my kind of beloved semi-numismatic coin choices. It's sometimes very hard to get hold of these coins. The mintages are ridiculously small. The design has stayed the same on these gold-proof Libertads since 2004. That was one of the first ones. The very early ones, 2004, 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008, all of those coins have crazily low mintages, and so do some of the others actually. So do the 2013, 2014, and even 2015. I mean, these are literally beautiful quality international proof coins that often have mintages of 500, sometimes as low as 250 or 300 for 2014, 2015, and people are now really hunting these down and trying to find these coins. A lot of them are dotted around the world. You'll find them in different countries. They may not be available in the USA very easily. You might have to look in Germany or any other places. And what I found is that a lot of the ones that are around from the early years need conservation. You'll find them in fairly bad condition quite often, with spotting and so on and so forth. And that spotting will need treating by NCS. So look out for gold proof Libertads, or look out for the normal regular MS Libertads as well, because sometimes they're even rarer than the proof ones. 1994, this is pretty early for a Chinese coin. It's very nice. It's 1/10 of an ounce of flattened gold with 1/28 of an ounce of silver surrounding it. You've got the Great Wall on the back. 1994, pretty early, only a few years after Tiananmen Square. Very nice motifs on that. I'm not quite sure how much that one's worth, but I think bimetal coins from China are very highly desired and looked out for. Okay, so that brings us to the end of the first little box, and let's see if we can work our way through some of the others and to tell you the story that belongs to each of these tiers of coins. So, okay, so the next one is a guy who's on the Silver Forum who wanted to put a pedigree onto his existing coins. So these coins come from various prestigious international auctions, and they show the three different rulers of Prussia in 1888. You can see here Wilhelm I, Wilhelm II and Friedrich as well, and these now form part of the Liberium collection. They have actually decided to keep their pre-existing numbers. There doesn't seem to be a rhythm or rhyme to this. Sometimes when you ask for coins to be reholdered, they will actually give you a new number, seemingly. Sometimes they'll let you keep the existing number. This particular collector left an instruction to have three new numbers in the particular order the rulers went into. NGC decided not to follow those instructions and keep the existing numbers. And it could just be a policy they have that when you don't grade the coins, when you submit them just for reholdering and nothing else, that they will, under most circumstances, keep the existing numbers. We've got a few more Libertads here. These Libertads are the 2014 proof Libertads. They belong to me. They're part of a very rare and valuable 2014 set. All the coins you can see here, the mintage is 250 coins for the complete international market. I bought this set in 2015, and they have been changing hands at high prices, as you would imagine, because the mintage is so low. So they represent the key to the set. I'd sent them back to see whether they would reevaluate them and make any of them 70s, but they did reevaluate them and decided they should stick with the 69 grade. This one here from Burundi is a mechanical. It went back to NGC because it wasn't in the holder straight, and they did change it out and put it back in, and it came back in straight. A lot of these other ones here belong to a particular collector, and I will tell you the story. I mean, he's submitted a lot of coins, and he's got quite a few 70 grades, but there were a number of coins that actually got a 69, and he was wondering whether, if he resubmitted them for evaluation or for conservation, any of them would get a 70. The month of May is going to be a pretty big month for new coins, so why not use the special code for May, valid until the 31st of May, and the code is Larry. The code is Larry. Valid at thecoinconnection.co.uk. Well, it seemed like a good idea at the time. In actual fact, of about the 12 coins that were sent back to look at again, only one coin was reappraised and went from a 69 to a 70 with conservation. If you have coins that are 69 that you think could merit a 70 with additional conservation by NCS, they will accept those coins and look at them and review them, and NCS will do a very, very quick review through the holder and make a decision on whether or not that coin could be successfully conserved more. If they make a decision that it can't be, then there will be no charge for those particular coins apart from tier fees, postage and all those kind of costs, but the actual cost of conservation won't be charged if they appraise it and they decide that the coin would not merit a full conservation. So they looked at all these coins and they basically put them back to me and said that they don't think that they would do better than 69 if they were reconserved. So it's something that may be worth doing for some things, maybe not worth doing for others, but it is something that could potentially work for you to get a 70 at some point. Point worth knowing on that is if the coin is already in a holder, a PCGS holder or an NGC holder, then they will charge under the NGC regular grade of conservation, not the cheaper NGC modern or NCS modern or gold tiers. So it can be quite an expensive process to do that, particularly for coins that have a high value, because the charge will be a percentage, 4% of the coin's value. So a few more here just to finish off this video and show you some of the grades that have been achieved. This half sovereign got a 70 grade. It's a bit of a shame that the one sovereign and the two sovereign only got a 69, but hey, you know, it happens sometimes and you can't count on it to happen all the time. Similarly, this 2017 sovereign, it got a 69 grade. Probably 30% get a 69, 60% get a 70. You can see here another one got a 70. So two went in, 169, 170 came back. It isn't by any means a foregone conclusion that you will get a 70 on these kind of modern coins. It can happen sometimes, but other times it won't happen. So it's nice when it does, but it can't be guaranteed in any way. Were you looking closely at this coin? What do you think's wrong with it? It is a mechanical. It's a very nice sovereign, but it is not a 200th anniversary proof sovereign. It's not even a 200th anniversary bullion sovereign. It is actually a strike on the day sovereign, brilliant uncirculated finish. You can see the slightly wishy-washy proofing, so not quite as frosted as a regular proof, and that's a giveaway. Also the fact that it doesn't have a garter or the 200th privy, but it's one of about 1,200 or so coins that were produced, some at the beginning of the year and some at the end of the year. Okay, so what you're seeing here is a South Korean medal, tiger medal. It doesn't have a denomination. Very beautiful coin. A lot of people are now collecting these. I guess these ones fall into the same category in a way as Libertads, so they're produced in pretty small numbers and very beautiful coins. What you're seeing here is the 2016 sovereign set with the special portrait. I think back in 2016, when these came out, no one really thought of them as a special sovereign in the same way as the 2002, 2005, 2012 coins. But I think they're a bit of a sleeper. I think people are now starting to look for them more and more as a special sovereign. And I've noticed the prices rising on the 2016s. This one you're seeing is a 10th Britannia. This is my own one. I bought this for my registry set of Britannias, and luckily after conservation it got a 70 grade, which does a little something to improve the score on my registry set, which is not the leading one. Somebody came and got a better grade on theirs, so I'm kind of trying to fight back on the NGC registry. So this coin needs no real introduction, to be honest. It's a proof 1989 5 sovereign gold piece, highly desirable, highly sought after, increasingly expensive. I was hoping this would get a 70, but it didn't quite manage to get the magic 70 grade. It got a 69, which is fine. This one here you may have seen on a previous video. I got one of these myself, and this one has been sent in for submission. The distinctive thing about this coin is that when they made it, it has an error And you'll see here when I zoom right in to the 2 ounce, look at the 2 on 2 ounce and look at the word ounce, and you can see that underneath the 2 is a 1 and then the word ounce slightly offset, and that's because they actually used the wrong frosting for the die when they minted them, and they minted, I think, 150 or 200, something like that, with the error in, and then the rest don't have the error. So another nice sovereign, got a 70 grade, that's always good to see. Not so good when you see that a beautiful coin like this gets a 69 grade, but as I explained, you can't have it if every single coin got a 70, then what would be the purpose, and what would be the exclusivity in getting a 70? You have to have 69s and 68s in order to make 70 a little bit more meaningful. This one is the gold 50p piece, celebrating Stephen Hawking, innovation of science, and this one is my one. This one came from the Royal Mint, and it did have a tiny little speck on it, but I asked for it to be conserved by NCS, and they've done a great job conserving it, and after conservation it got a proof 70. So if you're celebrating a bank holiday or holiday weekend, wherever you are, whichever country you happen to be, hope you have a great weekend with great weather, that you get a good barbecue done, but maybe find some time to watch a few of the videos from my extensive video archive.